guys, Sonia's from Sonia's Mixed Media, and I'm back with the second part of the colour along, where I'm going through with my coloured pencils, doing a bit of shading over the soft pastels. I'm working in The Look by Siwa, and this is the page we've been doing. And I've just gone through and I have finished her blouse down the bottom here, the shading, and we did the little berries in her hair. Now we're going to go on with the hair and skin. First of all, I'm going to do the little bit of fabric which is between the beads or berries in her hair, and I'm using Polychromo's Ultramarine for that. And some of this has been accidentally coloured over with some pastels, but that doesn't really bother me because that's going to give a little bit of shading, a little bit of depth. So I'm just going to go through and do all of this fabric that seems to be creased up in here. So I've bought a whole heap of colouring books in the last month or two. Went on quite a big spree, and I've collected quite a lot, and now I'm coming to the end of my collection, I think, because I just want to really get stuck into them, and I'd like to finish most of my colouring books. So instead of keeping on buying different ones, I'd like to start working in what I've got. So I'm excited about that. I am still on the hunt though for some more colouring books which have like a story with it. Although I still want big pictures, but I also want like a short story with it. I have seen one called The Wizard of Oz that a YouTuber got at Barnes & Noble in the US, and it's really nice, but I can't get my hands on that one over here in Australia. All the sites I've looked on, I can't get it. And when I looked up the Barnes & Noble site, there was only had one on there, and it said it was a second-hand one through one of their dealers or something, so I wasn't too keen on that. Plus the postage was horrendous. So I can't get that one, but it was nice. It had like gold foil images on the cover, and there was a picture on this page, and then on the opposite page was big writing with the story of the Wizard of Oz, and I thought that was really nice because I would like a few like that I could colour in and keep. And then one day, when I'm a lot older, hopefully, I'll have grandchildren, and I would like to be able to read them the book with my coloured images in it. So anyway, if you know any books like that, please let me know in the comments if you've come across any storybook colouring books. I have ordered what's it called, the Velveteen Rabbit, which I'm looking forward to getting. I'm not sure if that's got writing in it. I can't remember now, actually. It may not have. But yeah, I'd love to know if there's any others like that. I don't want anything with, you know, pages and pages of small writing. I particularly liked this Wizard of Oz one that I saw because it had large writing in it and a lot of nice, beautiful artwork in it. yes, so drop me a line if you can recommend me anything that I should look up for that. Okay, so I've done that. I've done sort of her matching earring here. Now I'm going to work on her hair, and I've decided to start off with my Polychromo's Burnt Ochre. And I'm afraid I can't tell you what colours I used for the soft pastels because they just come in a big box and they don't have names of the colours, or they don't have numbers or anything like that. You just got to sort of go with, I just practice on a bit of spare paper and see what's, you know, the kind of closest colour I can get to hair. Blonde hair was this colour, but I don't know what it's actually called or if it has a number or anything like that, I'm afraid. But this again, this burnt ochre is pretty close to the colour. It's probably 2 or 3 shades darker, but I'm just going to go in again, like I said, and just put in some darker hairs in here. Like I said in my other video, I'm not really one of those persons who excels at doing hair or face colouring because I don't do it a lot. So I just kind of go with my gut when I do these sorts of things. So I'm just kind of making all her roots kind of a little bit darker. If it's anything like my hair, all my roots on my hair are darker, especially when it's due for a colour. It's a lot darker. And then I might do some of the tips in this darker colour as well, and any white bits that I kind of missed with the soft pastel, I'll just put a bit of a light colour in that as well. Go back through, and because she had these really fine strands down here, and there's some strands up the top as well. So I'm wondering if anyone else has this book. I bought this book after I saw Dee Dee colouring from it. It was something that I didn't have, was a colouring book with lots of people in it. So this is the second image I've done in this book. The other one I showed, I think, in one of my finished colouring book pages video. It was a girl with a red coat and an umbrella. It's not one of my favourite colourings that I've done, but it's not too bad. We all have favourites, I think. We all have good days and bad days with colouring. So yeah, I'm just going through and putting a few darker strands of hair in here, because no one's hair is all the exact same colour. Every kind of, it probably takes up hundreds and hundreds of shades of hair strands to make your coloured hair. So already I'm liking that much better. You can see there that already looks much better. And then I've decided I'll also go through with my Bistray, I think it's called Bistray. And same Polychromos. This has all been Polychromos, I think. I think I did use Prismacolor henna in the blouse, didn't I? Okay, so again, just going through a little bit just over those roots again, and some strands of the hair. So all the highlights basically is that soft pastel that I put in. Sometimes the tips can be a little darker. Yeah, and just, you know, like I always say, go with your gut. Just don't try to think about it too much, just go and add colour. I never think about it too much, it's just wherever my hand comes up and lands again, that's where I put a bit of colour. And I think that's looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. You could go absolutely mad and add heaps of different colours, but I'm quite happy with the way that that is turned out. So as you can see, all those lovely highlights is from the soft pastels. They're the bits that I haven't put coloured pencil over. Okay, now I'm going to work on her face. Now for faces, when I do them, I always go to my 2 Prismacolors. And the first layer I do is always light peach, and the second layer is always peach. These are the 2 that I always go to. Now I do have, it might be hard to see, but I have already put a layer of soft pastel on her face, and I've put a slightly different colour of pastel, like a peachy colour for her chin and cheeks, and I've added a bit to her lips and a little bit of pinkish under the eyes. And I'm just going to kind of go in now with my light pink and just kind of so softly, like I mentioned in my last video, so softly using your hand, just going in, and I'm just kind of blending it all in, getting rid of these white spots that I may have missed with the soft pastel. So when you're going with your soft pastel, go in very lightly as well, because you can always add colour with your pencil. Don't go in and put it on really thickly, and because you can always add, but you can't take away. Well, you can with your eraser. What am I talking about? But yeah, it's just good technique to start off light and work your way darker. So I'm just going around and filling any white spots. Some white spots you might want to keep for highlights. So this is pretty close to the colour I used in my soft pastels. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. Just going to blend in those lips a bit. And now I'm going to go in with my peach, which is the darker colour, and I'm going to do all those kind of spots which might have a shadow. Okay, so that's the key word, just looking for where everything has shadows, because we've already got our base colour on there. So very soft hand. And working kind of in like circular motion. I can't really teach you where to put shadows because I'm just kind of guessing myself. I'm not an expert at it. But just practice, 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 practice. You know, watch videos, watch other people colour. That's what I've done, and it's really helped me kind of a little bit know what I'm doing. Although someone's probably watching this going, you're doing it all completely wrong. But hey, to me there is no wrong way of colouring. If I'm happy with how it looks, well then it's not wrong. Inside her ear, and this little crease here would be slightly darker. Around the nostrils, coming down a bit. And just up the top here, because this is where her hair is, there would be a little bit of a shadow coming down. Okay. I'm going to come in and do her lips with the henna. Very softly. Yeah, this is pretty much, you could do her with bright pink lipstick if you want, but I'm just gonna make her bottom lip a bit darker. Just make that bit there a bit darker too in the middle. I went out the line a bit there, didn't I? Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the Bistray and do these eyebrows very lightly. Just giving them a bit of colour there. And I would like a little bit of add a bit more rosy to her cheeks. You could go back in and do that with the soft pastels again, just to add a little bit more colour there. But I will try just with my pencil. I'm going to try the blush pink in the Prismacolor. And I'm going to put my pencil to the side and do it like this, so there's no real pressure. I'm just going to work that around. Not a perfect circle, because no one has perfect circles on their face. A little bit pink under the eye there. I'm going to add a little bit of pink to her, pressing a little bit harder now into her eyeshadow. Yeah, I think she looks very sweet. I'm going to give her blue eyes. And I'm going to start with a darker blue, which I'm just looking for now. What have I got? I've got Prismacolor in Indanthrone Blue, I think it's called. Just going to put a little bit of that in. And then I'm going to come back with that blue I used for her scarf there, and that's the ultramarine. Come in and just fill that up like that. And of course she needs a black iris for her eye. I don't know why they didn't colour that in to make it easier. Leaving that little highlight in the eye. Lovely. Put a little bit more darker in there. I always try to put at least 2 colours in my eyes, just to give it a bit of definition there. And I think we are looking good. A bit upset how that went out of line, but I'm just going to try to put a little bit more pinky in here. Just wanted to make them a little bit darker. I'm quite happy with that. Go over with that pink again, just to blend it a little bit. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. So there you can see. Hopefully you can see, hopefully the camera can pick it up. It's very light, but the colour is definitely there. And that's an easy way to do a face and to colour over your soft pastels. I won't do the lantern because I'm just going to add black pencil to the iron parts of the lantern there. But I hope everyone has enjoyed this tutorial. Just going to make some of these eyelashes slightly darker. And that's about it. I really hope you enjoyed this. This is just how I go about putting soft pastel down in my colouring books and adding coloured pencil just for the darker shades. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great colouring day. Bye.